My name is Don Nichols, and I joined Aerospace in March of 1985 in the Vandenberg project office as principal director. Vandenberg at the time was in the middle of the activation for space shuttle launches, and I had been at the Cape head of the NASA engineering office for the shuttle activation, and then subsequently had been assigned as tech director to the shuttle activation task force at Vandenberg on loan from NASA. The shuttle project at Vandenberg was one of the most complex, technically challenging and costly activations ever in the U.S. space program. In addition to very hilly terrain, where a 15,000-foot launch or landing site for the shuttle had to be built, there were many hills. The weather was frequently hostile, and then in addition, the decision had been made to retrofit Slick 6, which had been tailored to the Titan manned orbital laboratory launches, which had subsequently been canceled, and it was a very poor fit for the requirements of the space shuttle. After very heavy support from Aerospace El Segundo labs and engineering people, the numerous technical issues got resolved, and the shuttle Enterprise had been flown in from the Cape to be used as a facility verification vehicle. It had been processed through each of the facilities, and we were approaching a readiness for launch. Aerospace engineers had been assigned to each of the shuttle systems and were in training to provide the Air Force systems go for launch to the Air Force launch director when the time occurred. And that mission had Pete Aldrich as one of the astronaut crew members assigned. Slick 6 was declared operational in the fall of 1985. About 3 months later, the Challenger failure occurred, and the Air Force was no longer in the shuttle launch business. The first Titan 34D that was launched while I was principal director at Vandenberg suffered a second stage failure, and after much failure analysis and corrective action, the next launch was Titan 34D9. That one failed at 16 seconds after launch, dropping large flaming chunks of solid rocket motors back on the launch facility, and a large piece came down very close to the blockhouse, which housed some 80 people in the launch crew. The failures changed everything at Vandenberg. No more shuttle. Slick 4 had to be rebuilt as quickly as possible to resume launching of the Titan 34. Due to the hazard to the launch crew at the pad, decision was made to remote the blockhouse functions to North Base, a number of miles away. The range, which had had no modernization in many years, established a new project with a aerospace local study, Launch Range Modernization Project, and we were heavily involved with that. And then in addition, after only a couple of launches of the 34, we totally rebuilt Slick 4 for the Titan 4 program. So we had a lot of stuff going on, and in addition, during that time period, a significant challenge was the transfer of launch operations responsibility from Systems Command to Space Command. When General Horner came in, he established a major set of new launch criteria which challenged all of our previous experience. I'm very pleased to have had the opportunity to lead the Aerospace Vandenberg team during this challenging period of time and make the contributions that Aerospace has made during that time period, both at Vandenberg and through El Segundo support to the U.S. space program.